The sound wakes everyone. A deep crack. Then another. Then another. For weeks, the ice surrounding the Endurance has been pressing against the ship. Tonight, it sounds different. Louder, angrier. You climb onto the deck and stare into the darkness. The ice is moving, not drifting. Crushing, the wooden hull groans beneath the pressure. And for the first time since entering Antarctica, a terrifying thought enters your mind. The ship might not survive this. 1. Trapped in a frozen ocean. It's 1915. You joined Ernest Shackleton's Imperial Trans-Antarctic expedition, hoping to make history. The plan was ambitious. Cross Antarctica. Achieve something no one had ever done before. Instead, the Endurance has become trapped in sea ice deep in the Weddell Sea. At first, nobody panics. The crew believes the ice will eventually release its grip. A few days become a few weeks become months, and the ship never moves. Every morning, the view is exactly the same. Ice, ice, and more ice. 2. The prison closes. As winter approaches, the ice thickens. The temperature drops lower. The sun appears less often. The ship remains frozen in place. You try staying busy. Everyone does. Work routines continue. Meals are shared. Games are organized. Shackleton knows morale is just as important as food. But every day the ice grows stronger. And every day the Endurance feels less like a ship and more like a prison. 3. The ice starts winning. Then the noises begin. Wood creaks throughout the night. Beams groan under pressure. The ice isn't simply surrounding the ship anymore. It's squeezing it. Thousands of tons of frozen ocean press against the hull from every direction. One morning, you notice a wall inside the ship has shifted. Another day, a door no longer closes properly. The damage is subtle at first, but everyone notices it. The Endurance is losing the fight. 4. Abandoned ship. The order finally comes. Nobody wants to hear it. Abandoned ship. For months, the Endurance has been your home, your shelter, your only protection against Antarctica. Now it's dying. Men scramble to gather supplies. Food, fuel, clothing, navigation equipment. 3 small lifeboats. Anything that might help later. You take one final look at the ship. It's hard to believe. The expedition that came to conquer Antarctica is now fighting simply to survive it. 5. Life on the ice. The camp is built directly on the frozen sea. At first, it feels impossible. You're living on floating ice in one of the coldest places on Earth. The wind cuts through every layer of clothing. Your beard freezes. Your boots freeze. Sometimes even your sleeping bag feels frozen. Simple tasks become exhausting. Everything requires effort. Everything requires energy. And energy requires food, a resource that is becoming increasingly important. 6. The endless white world. Days blend together, then weeks, then months. The horizon never changes. Every direction looks the same. White ice beneath your feet. Gray skies above your head. The isolation becomes difficult. You haven't seen a town in months. You haven't seen a tree in months. Some days you feel as though the rest of the world no longer exists. Only the ice remains, and the uncertainty. 7. The ice breaks apart. Then one morning, everything changes. A loud crack echoes through camp. Then another. The ice beneath your feet is breaking. At first, it seems like good news. Maybe open water means escape. Then reality sets in. The camp itself is becoming unstable. Massive cracks spread through the ice. Sections drift apart. The place that kept you alive for months is suddenly becoming dangerous. The crew has no choice. It's time to move. 8. Into the lifeboats. The boats are lowered into freezing Antarctic waters. The sight alone is intimidating. Towering waves, freezing spray, violent winds. You climb aboard anyway. Because staying behind isn't an option. The journey becomes brutal almost immediately. Every wave crashes over the side. Clothing stays wet. Hands go numb. Sleep becomes nearly impossible. The ocean feels determined to finish what the ice started. 9. A tiny island and one last chance. Eventually, the survivors reach Elephant Island. For the first time in over a year, solid ground lies beneath your feet. But the celebration doesn't last long. The island is remote, ships rarely visit, no rescue is coming, at least not unless someone goes to find it. That's when Shackleton makes his decision. He'll leave, not to abandon the crew, to save it. 10. Shackleton's impossible voyage. Shackleton selects a handful of men and boards a tiny lifeboat. Their destination is South Georgia Island, more than 800 miles away, across some of the roughest seas on Earth. The odds are almost unbelievable. One mistake means death. One storm could end everything. The men left behind can do nothing except wait and hope. Weeks later, that hope is rewarded. Shackleton returns. Rescue finally arrives, and against all expectations, every member of the Endurance expedition survives. So, could you survive Shackleton's Antarctic ice prison? The cold alone would break many people. The isolation would break others. But what makes this story remarkable isn't just survival. It's leadership, discipline, teamwork. The Endurance expedition faced conditions that should have been fatal. A crushed ship, months on drifting ice, a journey through freezing seas. Yet somehow, every man made it home. More than a century later, it remains one of the greatest survival stories ever told. If you enjoyed this historical survival reconstruction, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because next time, you may find yourself trapped inside another moment where survival depends on impossible decisions.